show.
All right, the recording has started, Kristen, so it is all yours.
All right. Hey, everybody. I am pretty excited to be here tonight. That is my 4-year-old, and he is not going to stop until I go downstairs. My husband is at class tonight, so please bear with me. I have thoroughly bribed this child with a whole bowl of candy. But apparently our water isn't working. So I will start. Impromptu, business on the go, right? This is life. My name's Kristen Markert. I am a star director out of Philadelphia. Lisa is actually my sponsor and my director. So I'm pretty excited to be here and share with you all tonight. Here you go. Thank you. Okay, let's hope that's the last time that happens. So I want to encourage you all to come in tonight with an open mind. We're going to talk about something that's kind of a little bit different than the norm in most trainings, but it is something that has completely helped me change my mindset and kind of transform my business over the last year. And so I truly hope that you can take a couple nuggets away from tonight, and that maybe that can do the same for your business. So I'm going to share my story tonight, but in bit of a different way that kind of aligns with our topic. I also have notes to the side because my printer decided not to work, so I am going off my computer screen too, so bear with me. But okay, so my path to leadership was exciting, and it kind of happened quickly and unknowingly. Like, the business just took off, which I'm sure there's so many rock stars here that the same is kind of happening for you guys. I was so excited by this new leadership. But I often think that if I knew then what I knew now and I applied it, how different my business could look today. So you see, our mind is a powerful, powerful thing. And with leadership and success comes adversity. And if our mind isn't trained right, we can kind of derail ourselves. And so I wasn't ready for that adversity. My mindset wasn't right. I was living in a world filled with rainbows and unicorns. I was just so excited for this whole Scentsy journey, right? And I let multiple occasions kind of just derail me. And I let it impact me and my business, the way I worked my business, my interactions. And last year at Star Summit at home office, we had an amazing speaker who I will talk about more later on. But he completely changed my mindset and my business for the better. And so I am a better person and I'm a better leader today because of the adversity that I went through. However, it is my goal and wish that you find a ton of value out of our topic tonight and that you can build a strong foundation for your business. So this topic, if you can't tell, it really, really excites me. And so I kind of reworded the title a little bit, even though it's still the same. So it's changing your mindset from success to significance and finding your personal purpose statement. And so it's a super exciting topic for me. The title might sound mundane and boring, but I promise you, if you take it to heart, it can make all the difference in the world for your business. So I want to share with you a concept that I learned, like I said, at Summit last year. And it's just been weighing on my heart since then. I've been sharing it with my team, and I'm so excited to share it with you guys tonight. I want to help you make a shift in your business that I guarantee you, if you can do this, it is going to make a profound effect on your results, on your motivation levels, and just feeling overall more fulfilled within your business. So this content really speaks to a specific type of person, but I truly believe that you guys who are here, who are listening to this, that you are that person. You're in the final weeks of Destination Director, and that means that you took on each challenge every week. You rocked that challenge. You grew as a leader, and you're hungry for more in your business. You're here listening to this tonight or whenever you're listening to it in the next week, and that is how I know that this content tonight is for you. So I want to share with you all how to learn to make that shift from success to significance in your Scentsy business. Tonight is all based off of one principle. And if you can make your focus not just the monetary gains of being in a Scentsy business. See, most people, when they start a business, and I definitely am that person as well, when they start this business, their first goal is making a lot of money. It's freedom. It's time freedom. It's financial freedom. It's lifestyle freedom, being able to fire your boss, quit your job. And I'm not saying that freedom isn't important or that it's not nice to have nice things, because of course it is, right? What I'm here to tell you is that if you never grow past that, if you never evolve into something more, if your business doesn't mature into something that is deeper seated, I think you're going to find that this is not going to be a fulfilling thing for you. And that is so where I was. And here's what I've come to learn, that even when you get there, see, if you're lucky enough to get freedom, and I've been there, I worked a job I hated. I just wanted to come home, and I quit my job and I replaced my income with my Scentsy income. But when you get there, you find that freedom isn't enough. Getting the commission check, or hold on, I'm getting ahead of myself. Freedom can create happiness, but the problem is that that happiness is a temporary happiness. It's wonderful and you're so excited and it's wonderful, but it's not something that's going to drive your business long term. So you get your commission check. You get that promotion that you're striving for. You make the big sale. Whatever it is that you are shooting for, whatever that big goal is, that stuff can make you extremely happy. But here's what I know. You're not walking around today in October fired up because of a goal that you achieved 6 months ago, because of a promotion that you achieved last fall. And the problem is, if we're only focused on success and the monetary gain, that happiness is fleeting. And you're not going to have that internal motivation to do what you need to do every day. And this is extremely important. You know, the title of this thing is Destination Director. When you get to director, and I'm being real kind of tonight, and so that's why I said bear with me, come with an open mind, because it's totally a positive thing, but it's kind of like a preparation for all that you're going to experience and endure in this journey. But you know, when you get to director, it's almost the beginning of a whole learning process within your business, and it's super exciting, but it also requires a degree of perseverance, right? So here's what I want you to do. I want you to understand that freedom is not the end goal. It is a stop along the way. Once you get to freedom, what it really does is it gives you the ability to make a bigger impact on the world. And when we talk about making an impact in the world, and when we talk about significance, here's the difference. Success is about you. Significance is about other people. And so maybe this will remind you of the whole arrows in, arrows out that Orville speaks on. And that is a wonderful and amazing topic. And if you have not listened to that training, I so encourage you to, because it kind of goes right along with tonight's training. But here's what I want to do. I know something about you, right? Because the fact that you're here tonight, I know that you have a different mindset from the average consultant. And I know that you want to make an impact. And I would venture to guess that a lot of you have already woken up to this truth within your business, and that your mission is much more than just making money. There is a reason why you said yes to running a Scentsy business, and there's something inside of you. There is a special gift, and you might know it, but you might not know what it is. But something that you want to give to the world, that you want to make a difference in the lives of other people. And your Scentsy business is the vehicle that is going to allow you to do that. How amazing is that? So I want to, if you have that pit in your stomach, like I always have, I want to give you the affirmation that, yeah, that's what this is. And then I hope the rest of what we talk about tonight kind of will give you, shape your mindset and give you something to work with, to figure out what that gut feeling is, and to go with it, to roll with it and make a difference. So I am a super firm believer that this business is, if you can't tell, one of the greatest vehicles ever invented to help make a difference in the lives of others, to make an impact on this world. But the problem, and it's not just Scentsy, it's really all of network marketing. If you go on social media, you will see this. But the problem is that we as a profession, that's not what people see. They don't see the good. You go to social media, and all I see most of the time, especially from other companies, is fake it till you make it culture. The quick, flashy money stuff, a watch, a nice car. And once again, that stuff is okay, but it's not the focus. That's not what this profession should be about, and it's not what people should be thinking about. So here's what I see, and it's mainly from Scentsy consultants and not from other companies, because we really have something special within Scentsy, and I really believe that it all trickles down from Heidi and Orville. But I want to see more of it. I want to see more sharing of it. There is a ton of good within our company, but I don't see people sharing it. We have to learn as a community to come together and to stand up. And if we've been touched in a positive way by this business, we need to be louder about it. We need to come together and let people know how much good can come from having a Scentsy business. But that only happens if we get really clear on something, and that's called the impact that we want to make on the world. So tonight I want to focus on this. I want us to get really clear on what that why is in your business. What is the change that you want to see in the world? I want to help you set your purpose statement. You know, it's not driving the car. All that stuff's good, but that's a success mindset. If you can adopt a significance mindset, if you can find something deeper seated than just money that can drive you, get you out of bed in the morning before you're finished sleeping, because I know that's an issue for me. I'm not a morning person. When your feet hit the ground in the morning, though, it's giving you that meaning and purpose behind your step. If you can tap into that, you cannot believe what it will do for your motivation, your confidence, your belief system. You will literally light yourself on fire, and people will come from miles away just to watch you burn when you can tap into that power of significance and your why. I want to teach you how to build a purpose-driven Scentsy business. So ask yourself these questions. I kind of told them already, but I'm going to keep repeating them because I really want you to answer these. What is the change that you want to see in the world? How is the world going to be different because you were in it? How is your Scentsy business going to make a difference in the lives of others? Now, some of you might be struggling with thinking about all of this, and I'm going to tell you this because I was in the same boat. A year ago, I was just like, what the heck? Every single one of you has a why. Every one of you has a deep-seated purpose, a cause, or a belief that can be a tremendous source of passion and inspiration for you. And you might not know what it is, and you might not be able to express that into words right now, but believe me, you have one. And if you really want to tap into the power of what we're talking about, of experiencing fulfillment, of having the purpose drive your actions, see, think of it like this. If you have fulfillment behind what you do, it doesn't mean you have to love what you do every day, because listen, I'm telling you, there are going to be days where it sucks. You just maybe are kind of burnt out, and maybe you just want to break and you're not loving it. But you can't quit because your business needs to keep going, okay? People are going to tell you no. Team members are going to quit. You're not going to feel very motivated. You're not going to love your Scentsy business every single day. It's just like when you're up and coming in the ranks, I'm telling you, you do. But there are times where you might not. But the difference is if you are fulfilled by your business, it will still drive you forward. And that fulfillment only comes if you can feel part of something that is bigger than yourself. So we find fulfillment knowing that our actions, the things that we do every day, that they are contributing to a higher cause with larger implications. And so if you think of it, what is the impact you want in the world? What change do you want to see? What cause are you passionate about? Is it helping a certain group of people? Is it giving back? What is that for you? I guarantee you, if you go to Lisa's page, you can find out all day long what she's passionate about and what she does to give back. And I guarantee you that that is one of the driving forces within her business. At the end of the day, the happiness is not going to come from what you do. Your fulfillment is going to come from why you do it. I can't express to you anymore how important it is. If all of you can just take some time to think about this, answer those questions. So here's what you need to do. Stop focusing on only money and material things as an end goal. Start focusing on getting your mind aligned with your heart and start showing up and become what you want to see in the world. Find a way to create something that is bigger than you, that can light you on fire and be the driving force in your business. Now, I will warn you, and I've kind of alluded to this already, the path to significance, it's a hard process. If it were easy, then everybody would achieve it, right? As with anything in life. The fact that it is so hard, though, that is what makes it significant. When you decide to make that shift from success to significance, and you start showing up in a bigger way, and you start having these bigger goals, the world is going to test you. The universe is going to say, okay, that sounds nice. Let's see how bad you really want it. It's going to throw an obstacle in your way. It's going to say, hey, let me put this person in your life, set you off track. But you've got to be ready to roll with those punches. Anytime you set a big goal, you're going to be faced with adversity. But you also have to understand this. And this is truly, I want you to take this to heart because I feel strongly about this. You got to stop trying to fight the process, because the process is what makes this whole thing worthwhile, okay? You can't expect to become the person that you want to become, the leadership skills, the character, it's like it's knocking off all of your rough edges and it's turning you into a diamond, because that's what life does. That's what the big vision does. It's pulling you forward, but it's making you the person that you need to be, to realize that, to make that happen. And when you have this at the center of your business, when you have a purpose-driven, sensey business, it changes everything. And I'm going to tell you how. See, I'm a big believer, if you asked my team recently, in teaching people how to do something called purpose-driven prospecting. And here's what I mean by this. And prospecting is really just keeping your eye out, having those recruiting conversations, looking out for someone who you think would be really awesome on your team. And so you can have conversations with any Joe Schmo on the street, right? And for a lot of you, maybe you aren't confident in having these conversations with people because maybe you're not confident in your reason why. Maybe, and that's what I hope the following is going to do. I hope that it gives you that confidence, that peace to, you know, when you do see someone who's awesome, you can easily have that conversation with them. Or maybe it's the next time you're at a coffee shop meeting with a prospect, you know, someone's really interested in the business. You're like, okay, great, let's meet for coffee. And you meet for coffee. But instead of just giving them all these other details, I want you to try this out. When you have your why, whatever your why is, and you are clear on it and you know how to communicate it to people, you will literally become a magnet. The success when you're prospecting is your energy and your enthusiasm. And really, that's kind of selling too. But I could sell anyone on a warmer all day the way I talk about it. And I'm sure you guys could too. It's your passion, right? And if you can transfer that energy and that enthusiasm for what you have to someone else, think of it like this. If you can make an impact with that person through your way of being and what you're saying to them, that's how you become successful when you're prospecting. Here's what I've learned. If you can show up with a really strong purpose of why you do what you do, and instead of spouting off facts and figures about why Sensei is so great and our compensation plan is the best, and blah, 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 people aren't really hearing that, and that's not really what they care about. So I'm going to recommend 3 books tonight, and one of them is called Start With Why by Simon Sinek, and I hope I pronounced that right. It's S-I-N-E-K. And this whole concept tonight is all based off of this book. And in the book, Simon talks about something called the Golden Circle. And the Golden Circle is the power of a why. And what he talks about is what most people do is they focus on talking about what they do and how they do it. We have a fragrance product that does this and does that, and it's special and it's different because blah, blah, blah. We're all talking about features and benefits. But that's not why people buy stuff. Maybe some people, but that's not why people get behind ideas. It's the why behind what you're doing that moves people to action. You do business with companies, I guarantee you, not necessarily because of what or how, but why they're in business and what their mission is. So I want you to imagine you're sitting down at a coffee shop in front of a prospect, and you are a purpose-driven prospector. And the first thing you said to them when you connected with them was, now this is a sample, okay, but I want you to use this as an idea for something you might say, right? Put your own experience in words, and I want you to hear the difference, okay? So it's, hey. So first I want to share with you the reason I do what I do. Here, let me tell you a little bit about myself. I have a background as a paralegal. I was a military wife. When I first found this business, we just separated from the military. We were struggling financially. We didn't know how we were going to make ends meet. I was working a full-time job that I hated, and we got pregnant. At that time, I was given the gift of this company, and it completely changed my life. Okay, here. Sorry. Take this down, hit play, and continue being awesome, okay? Okay. Love you. It completely changed my life. It gave me purpose. It gave me the ability to have financial stability and independence. It gave me meaning behind what I do. It gave me confidence. I became a better wife and a better mother. And my mission and what I do every single day, what drives me and brings me here right in front of you today, is to find other people just like me that are in jobs they hate, that are feeling down, that don't have confidence and don't have financial stability, that don't have a sense of purpose in their life. My vision, my purpose is to find those people and show them how this vehicle that I have, how that can help you create an empowered life. So do you see what I'm saying here? Like, do you see how different that conversation is than what a lot of other people do when they first begin to prospect or present to people? So here's the power of this. If the person you are speaking to, see, there's a biology behind this whole thing, right? And so Simon talks about our brain, and there's different parts of our brains that function and make different decisions. Well, not different decisions. Clearly, I'm not a biologist, but when you talk about the reason why you do something, you actually speak to what is called the limbic decision center of your brain. And so it doesn't understand language. And when you're speaking to the reason as to why you do what you do, here's what happens. If what your beliefs and what your values are, if that person you're talking to, if they share the same beliefs and the same values, you will make an instant and genuine connection with them, and it's game over. It's about the emotion. That's what's going to be making their decisions. If you are so strong and so resolute in why you do what you do, and that person feels the same way, it's game over, guys. I'm telling you, they're going to be on your team. You don't even need to give them any other spiel. You've got to learn to have that why behind what you're doing and learn how to communicate it with people. And here's the problem that a lot of people have. There's two ways that people prospect. You can aimlessly shoot. This was me forever, up until a year ago. You can aimlessly shoot for everyone that's out there and say, I hope someone joins my team. I just want someone to say yes. Or you can prospect with purpose and intention. And you can get clear in your communication and share that with people every single day. You'll be more confident to share it because you'll be passionate about it, and it'll come to you so easily. And you know what's interesting? Here's the paradox of this. When you stop trying to be everything to everyone and you start getting really super specific in what you believe and who you are, you start attracting people like a magnet. This is so true even on social media, guys. I can't be alone in this. I second guess everything. Is my post going to, because the reality is we're in business, right? And we want to create engagement with our customers, get more potential leads. And so we want to cater to all these different people. But the reality is the type of people I want on my team are people who are equally as passionate, that are kind, and that want to make a difference in the world, because those are going to be my go-getters. I don't want just any Joe Schmo on my team, because guess what? They're probably not going to end up doing anything. But if I can find someone who's I can connect with and is equally passionate about, guys, I'm telling you, it changed my social media posts. I post who I am, because the more I'm me and I don't change who I am, the more people I attract. I promise you, just embrace yourself, embrace who you are, and share it with the world. And it sounds crazy, but people will come out of the woodwork. I guarantee you. So the problem is we're all trying to be everything to everyone, and we're coming across as wishy-washy. We're not connecting to people with people on that higher level. And when you get good at this, at the purpose prospecting, when you can get clear on what this is for you, I'm telling you, everything's going to change. It's truly incredible. So when we talk about the whole idea of pursuing significance and what is your whys, and what's your purpose statement, it's so much bigger than just something like, oh, this is nice to talk about. It's going to drive your prospecting. It's going to change your whole mindset on growing your team. It's going to drive your presenting. It's going to drive your live videos and what you share. Every time you talk to your team, you should be sharing and voicing what this vision is, because here's the deal. You guys are leaders. You have teams, right? And your team's going to rally behind your vision. They're going to buy into what you do and not what they do or how they do it. And so the question is, if you feel maybe like your team isn't buying into things, they're not showing up, right? Do you want to get them to buy into it? Do you want to get them to listen to you and follow you, and you're showing them what they can do and to be effective in this business? So if you start tapping in to the power of this stuff, at the end of the day, when we get back to the core message, it's about you starting to make that shift. And I want to challenge every single one of you. I want to challenge you to start taking that journey in your Scentsy business. Make the shift from success to significance. Find out what is your purpose statement. What is your deep-seated why? What is something that can drive what you do and the reason why you do it? And what is the change you want to see in the world? So there are also 2 other books that I would like to recommend that have truly helped me. I discovered these 2 last fall. Well, never mind. One last fall, one this summer. But the magic between all 3 of these books is they can be applied not just to your business, but literally to every aspect of your life. So my favorite, most unexpected part of this whole business is the personal growth that I've experienced time and time again. I mean, every single day we're learning and changing and finding out new things about ourselves and our abilities, and it's really awesome. That's my favorite part of this business. And so I'm a better human, I'm a better wife, I'm a better mother because of it. And I encourage you to invest in you and maybe these books, if they sound appealing to you. So last year at Summit Approach, we were super, super blessed to have a whole day's training with Kevin McCarthy. And so he's the author of The On Purpose Person. And so it's actually also where our homework is coming from tonight. And so when Kevin first spoke to us about this whole purpose statement thing, I was lost. I imagine some of you might be, but like I was totally lost. I loved the idea, this mindset and the theory, but I couldn't really wrap my head around where to start to create my own personal purpose statement. And so Kevin gave us a handout, which I replicated and is going to be our homework for tonight. But the sheet essentially looks like a March Madness breakdown. So I don't really know if you guys can see this. This was mine that I did last year, but there's a bunch of there's 32 different purpose statements. And you're going to, let's see if I can get this close, one by one. See, like you're going to do, if you guys don't do March Madness, one is going to be verse 2. So whichever one you pick from there is going to win to the next round. And then you're going to put this one against this one, and that's going to go to the next round. And then this one versus this one, and then the next round. So you're going to keep narrowing it down until you have your winning purpose statement. And so for me personally, I totally loved and resonated with 2 of these statements. And so I combined them, and I encourage you, if that feels like something you want to do that. But this is kind of a way for you to have a borrowed purpose statement, maybe something to inspire you, get your wheels moving to figure out what it is for you. And so that is going to be our homework tonight. I'm going to post it on the group page because I don't think I can post files here in the event page. So be on the lookout for that, and don't hesitate to ask me if you have any questions. I will say the one I recreated was a little bit harder to do. So I'm going to post the instructions too when I post the file, but your end thing, you're going to make a sentence. It's going to say, I exist to serve by, so my personal one is, I exist to serve by liberating greatness and awakening worth within people. The second book, and so again, the On Purpose Person, this is going to help you so much in every aspect of life, not just business. It's a great book. The second one was a recommendation this summer from Heidi at Reunion, and her keynote was all about mindset. And she mentioned this book by Carol Dweck, which is called Mindset, The New Psychology of Success. And yes, it says success in the title, but I promise it's all about mindset and how it influences every single decision that you make within your life. So check these 2 books out. Check out the other one, Start With Why, by Simon Sinek. All 3 are wonderful, wonderful books. So guys, that is most of the content I have for you guys. I would love to answer questions. Hopefully you're not all totally confused. I encourage you to, maybe re-listen to this or go out and find something that is about shifting mindsets. If you haven't listened to the, I know it's not called Arrows In, Arrows Out, but if you haven't listened to that keynote from Orville, actually, I wonder if the new recording from this summer's keynote is on there, because it was essentially a redo of that speech. So I'm going to go on and see that. But if you haven't heard that, I so encourage you to go in and listen to that, because guys, this is the stuff that's going to make a true difference in your business. So I hope that you guys found value tonight. I think it's telling me, it didn't show me before if there were any questions in the chat. How do I find, I'm on my phone, so it's a little different. Lisa, maybe you can tell me if there's any chat questions.
So I don't see any questions from anyone just yet. However, I've been taking lots of notes. And I do have a couple of questions for you. One, quite simple. One is, would you mind posting the titles and authors of the books on the event page so that they can go back and look those up?
Sure.
No, I actually think that one of those books, because Andy Teeter last week in our training spoke about several books as well. I think Carol DeWitt was the one that she had talked about, the same one that Heidi had talked about at Reunion. But these other ones, I think, will be a great addition to everyone's libraries. But my other question for you is, and you briefly touched on some of the posts that you've been sharing that were where you mentioned that they were very purposeful posts that you've been doing. It kind of putting you on the spot here. An example of one that you've done recently that you would identify as a purposeful post, or share with them what you would think was a purposeful post?
So And this was within kind of social media. You could do this with Facebook or Instagram. But they have, I know Instagram, they call them Insta stories, right? And so for me personally, I suck at being diligent at, I hate being attached to my phone, okay? Like, if anyone texts me, you probably know this, I don't immediately respond because I just don't like being so attached to things all the time. So when I do this, it is a conscious thing, but I share my life on Insta stories, right? People love reality TV. And essentially, doing Insta stories or Facebook stories gives them an insight into your life. But what you're going to be sharing on these stories are things that others can connect with and get them to like you more, because the more that they like you and they know you, the more they'll trust you, the more they might be like, yeah, I kind of want to consider this business. You know, Kristen's doing it. Yeah, it probably is awesome, right? So a lot of it is just sharing what makes you you. So like me, I'm a mom. So obviously I'm going to try to attract more moms because it's a genius business move. If you're a mom, I'm telling you, capitalize on funny things that your kids do that other moms will just laugh at, or maybe they make you irate inside and other moms will totally get that and understand that, right? I'm a coffee drinker. I love it. I pretty much live a crazy life, but other people do too. And when they see that people, I actually am in a Marco Polo thread with a couple other leaders, and it's so funny because today we actually were talking about the struggles of momhood, of being judged by other people, and marriage and all that stuff. And one of the girls was like, you know, I'm being really honest. This is really hard for me to share. But then we all validated that feeling because we're all human. We all go through the same things. So the more human and confident and like you that you are, the more people are just going to want to come and join you in your business. It sounds weird, but it's magical. And people want to relate and they want to feel validated by their own feelings. So if you can do that within your post or within Insta stories, you will see your likes and comments go up. It doesn't even have to be specific to Scentsy, but really you and who you are. Does that answer the question?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, and one of the other things that you spoke to is about being purpose-driven, and that a lot of people don't have a sense of purpose. And you know, I know that a lot of times when I get on my Facebook and I do a live, 9 times out of 10, it's going to be something about Scentsy. And I know that some consultants and some people take exception to the fact that I'm always posting Scentsy stuff, whether it's, you know, the new latest warmer of the month, a new promotion, or something I just want to share. But one of the things that, and I've actually said this on some of my lives that I've done, is that, you know, the one thing they got to understand is that my passion is Scentsy. I am passionate about the products, about the company, about, you know, Orville and Heidi, about my team, you know, about our group. This is my day in and day out. This is what I do. And I know for a fact that the passion that I have for the products and for our company and for all things Scentsy, while it might be annoying to some, it might be because they just don't get it. And that's okay. I'm all right with that. If they want to unfollow me, I'm really okay with that. Because I'm going to share what I'm passionate about. And it has actually gotten people to join my team for the sheer fact that they know that I am excited and I am passionate, and they know it and they see it, whether it's on my Facebook or Twitter or whatever, or if it's in person. People that I've talked to at an event or at a party, they can see it in my face, they hear it in my tone, they hear it in my words. And it kind of spoke to what you were saying about having that confidence in who you are.
Yeah.
I wear a Scentsy shirt every day, and I do that because not just because I want to brand myself, but it's because this is me. Scentsy is who I am. So I guess the point of that is don't be afraid to be passionate about what you're doing. It really is okay, even if somebody unfollows you. It bothered me in the beginning because I wanted, to be friends with everyone. I didn't want anybody not to anyone to unfriend me. But I've learned to accept that this is who I am. And if they know me and want to be with me, then they can accept me for who I am, and that is Scentsy.
Well, and what's more than that too is two things for you personally, from what I observe, right? Is part of what Scentsy is for you and why you love it, aside from the product, is helping people, right? It's mentoring and seeing a light bulb go off in people's minds and changing their lives. And that's a huge drive of passion, I know, for you. And so, and that's part of the business. That's what the business is. And I don't think that a lot of people understand that. And that's what I mean. Show people the good business is, right? More than just a product. And Lisa, and so this is my second thing when I said two things. Part of your passion too is the ability that Scentsy gives you to give back and to volunteer. And that's a huge, huge thing, right? I think so many people would love to do that. So that's what I mean. That's part of Lisa's, that's her purpose, right? To help people change their lives through Scentsy and chime in if I'm wrong. and to give back and help out in ways that maybe she otherwise wouldn't be able to.
Right. I mean, being able to work from home affords me the time and the opportunity to do more than I ever been able to do, working a full-time job. I couldn't do half the things that I do. So it's certainly, you're right. And that is one of my passions. And it's one of the things that's very important to me. And I tie in and I do specific events and fundraisers as it relates. I take and I tie it into those things. So you're absolutely right. I just want everyone to know that it's okay to be passionate about your business. But like you said, there's an underlying passion, not just Scentsy.
Yeah. And maybe even though, like, I'm thinking on the spot here, like with the Insta stories or Facebook stories, like I was talking about, I'm not talking about just your personal life. Show them what it means to be running a Scentsy business. What are those things that you're doing? Maybe it's Lisa volunteering her time. Maybe it's packaging up an order and putting cute little like touches on it for your customers. Maybe it's a call with uplifting people and leaders who are making you a better person. And that's the kind of stuff that if people see more of it, I feel like they'll be totally more inclined to join in as well,
I think one of the biggest challenges that I have when you're having someone and they say, yeah, I've seen all your posts. I see you go on these all amazing trips. And what would you say your response would be to those who can't quite get off that fence? They see your passion. They see that you're excited. They see, all these amazing things that you're doing, and they recognize it. So what's next when you're having those prospecting conversations?
So if you can tell, maybe they actually say something, not putting it down, but showing that, right, they're not ready yet. I say, you know what, maybe now isn't the right time for you, and that's totally okay. If you are a little bit interested, I invite you to, so I have, for my team, rather than having a specific, how sometimes we let people come onto our team pages to like get a feel for the business, see if it's for them. Well, another leader has shared this, which is the beauty of Scentsy and leaders sharing, right? Which is why I said we have something special within our company. But a lot of their companies don't share and want success like the people within Scentsy do. But anyway, it can kind of team culture, or those people come onto the page and they're not really like, people introduce them and say something, but maybe there's also something that might affect them negatively. So I have from my team a specific group called, it just says now hiring the opportunity page. So what this does is we can all share, but it's kind of a controlled environment. And I am able to show in there other posts, like a screenshot of something on someone's news feed of how Scentsy helped them. Maybe because maybe they're not friends with a lot of consultants, so they wouldn't generally be seeing this stuff in their news feed. Sharing in an inspirational quote like 2 or 3 mornings out of the week, right? Showing them what our community is about, what Scentsy is about, what our drive and passion is. So I would invite them. I'd say, you know what, maybe now is not the time for you, and that's totally okay. If it's ever something that you do want to consider moving forward, I have a group that I'd be happy to add you into. It's a non-pressure, maybe 1 post a day thing, and we share some of Scensy's culture and what we're about, and then maybe that'll help you make your decision.
And you like having other of your team members on this page as well?
Yeah.
So
I is encouraging people to post, because, you know, some people think that what they have to say isn't as valuable as a leader. And I'm telling you guys, every perspective is valuable. And we would want you guys to share all day long. I don't want to be the only person sharing.
Exactly. I don't want to be the one talking all the time. Sometimes I look at the team page and I'm like, that's mine, that's mine, that's mine, that's mine, that's mine. It's like,
right.
Come on.
Right.
You have, I don't know if you can see the chat box.
Just let me pull it up on here.
Okay.
Wait, yes it does. I found it.
Okay.
Tiffany. Oh, that's awesome. It does make you feel more validated, Tiffany. It helps you know that you're doing the right thing. You're in this business for the right reasons. And just the idea of being someone will motivate you tenfold over anything else. Like, again, don't get me, my biggest drive my first 2 years was to be able to get home and spend time with my son and leave my job. Like, I was miserable. But that will only take you so far. So, Tiffany, that is a huge light bulb moment. I love that you shared that. Thank you.
Yeah, awesome. I don't see any other questions or anything that anyone's posted yet.
Can you close the door, please?
He's scrolling.
Aaron, potty.
Go get the books on Amazon. And you guys, if you guys remember last week, we talked about with Andy using Audible as well. If you're a reader, don't forget that you can use Audible if you're driving in the car. Sometimes I like to listen at night before I go to sleep. I like to put headphones on and listen to Audibles at night.
That's what I do. I do it while I'm driving, while I'm putting my makeup, and if you hear my son pottying, I'm really sorry. He's in the bathroom right next door to me.
It's all good.
While I'm cleaning, while I'm cooking, while I'm not blow drying my hair, but while I'm doing my makeup in the morning, like, that's when I listen to stuff.
That's awesome. Okay, well, I don't think we have any other questions. And we still have plenty of time. We still have like 15 minutes left, but that's okay. Kristen, thank you. I really want to say I appreciate you taking time away from your day, especially when you're trying to juggle motherhood and a 4-year-old and bribing them with candy.
Whatever.
But we really do appreciate you taking the time and sharing this. I think this was a very very enlightening topic. Like you and I spoke to before, it's not something that's so black and white that you can write down and just take away from it. I think it's something that's more insightful, and it's going to give everyone an opportunity to truly look inside to see who they are, and hopefully use the chart that you showed them to build their own purpose statement. I think that's going to be very beneficial. I'm going to do it myself as well.
And revisit it, right? Maybe this fall it's something else. Maybe in the summer or next fall it changes, and that's okay too.
Just like your why changes.
Right. So I will say, and you were totally right, Lisa, on this being like the perfect ending topic for Destination Director, because here's the thing. You guys are all equipped with all these new things and skills that you learned in the last few weeks, and now you can take those and get on your way. But it's really, you kind of need this too. You need to really look at yourself and figure this out in order to drive and continue forward.
I think it's a great boost. But all right. Well, I really appreciate it. Thanks for taking the time. And you're going to post those books on there too, right?
Yes, I will post all of it.
Because I need to go download them on Audible.
Well, enjoy.
All right, you guys, I hope you have a fantastic week. We will see you on the pages. And if you have any other questions for Kristen, if you think of them later, be sure to just post those on the event page.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
All right, guys, thanks.
Thank you, Lisa.